Well, hello there. Today I am reviewing season one of the Clone Wars because I've not seen all of the episodes of all of the Star Wars animated series. I will talk longer about the episodes I like than the okay ones. The okay episodes. Because the okay episodes felt like they had nothing to say. Not really, that was just a burn to the show. The pilot is not a good pilot because zero of the main characters are in it. It is just a story about Yoda and a group of clones. The second episode did have the main characters, but they were not the main characters of the episodes. This episode was just about Plo Koon. The third episode finally had an adventure for the main characters, but it was still just a story about Plo Koon. Also, Ahsoka's bubble on Anakin's ship was funny. The fourth episode was actually something special. The animation got better. The comedy got better. The plot got better. Who knew the episode with C-3PO as a main character would be funny. Also, I laughed when 3CPO got hit by a train. The fifth episode is also really good. In the fourth episode, I liked it for the comedy, but I love this episode for the dark stuff. This episode is Dark Star Wars done right, unlike Rogue One. The episode is about a team of rookies. And some of them die. Rex and Cody also are good because they are actually the smart ones, but they kind of fall into the trap. Also, rookies are the fives, and even though I have not seen all the episodes, I know the fives are important. And this was a good episode to introduce them. Also, something I have not said yet is sometimes the battle droids are funny, but sometimes they're just dumb. Then Heavy died. I'm still not getting over it. Now, after all that, it is time for episode 6. Right off the bat, they are continuing the story from the episode before. And this is cool because the show is not in chronological order. Another animation upgrade. Then R2 got lost, and this is something that should happen more because all other droids in the fight's head gets ripped off. Then Ahsoka introduces R3, but Ahsoka calls him Goldie, and that's the name of my dog, so I'm just gonna call him Goldie. Later, there is a really good animated fight scene. Now for the seventh episode. Again, it continues the story Also, R2's scream never gets old. Goldie is a traitor! I will never trust anyone again. Also in this show, almost every line is a line from the movies. Then I can't see that. Then one of our first lightsaber fights happens. Also, the clones still call the girls Sir. Just a weird thing I noticed. Then another lightsaber fight. Then what the title of the episode happens. The Duel of the Droids between R2 and Goldie. Then something that needed to happen because he was a bad guy, but Goldie died. Now time for episode 8. Jar Jar! Already a 10 out of 10 episode. What is Palpatine's clothing? 3CPO gets himself in trouble so much that Jar Jar Binks takes him. Also, takes care of him. Also, this episode makes me like Jar Jar more. Jar Jar is such a brave hero that he even saves 3CPO. Out of all people, he saves 3CPO. Hero. Jar Jar's face when he crushes the Naboo ship. Then Jar Jar pretends to be a Jedi. So I finally know who my favorite Jedi is. Jar Jar. This might be my favorite line. Don't worry, Padme, Misa coming. Then we get some Jar Jar bungee jumping. Then Jar Jar saves the day with the help of his new friend, the Slug Monster. Also, clones helped, but it was obviously Jar Jar. Now I could talk all day about this episode, but it's time for episode 9. They are continuing the story again. I agree with Ahsoka. Like, how did Newt Gunray survive Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, the Clone Wars, and some of Revenge of the Sith? Asajj Ventress finally does something. Then a well-animated fight scene with Ahsoka versus Asajj. Oh, then Ahsoka and Asajj really have a really cool lightsaber fight. Then Luminara Undie and Asajj also have a really good lightsaber fight that ends with Ahsoka joining. Then a random guard betrays them. For some reason, the animation on Yoda is terrible. Now time for episode 10. Again, continuing the story is a good idea. The main characters are not the main characters of this episode, but at least it wasn't the first episode. This episode tries to be scary, but it just isn't. Also, I love the extra General Grievous parts. It is just so cool. I am pretty sure there is a shot in this episode that is in the Clone Wars movie trailer that obviously wasn't in the movie. General Grievous gets really cool cool in this episode, killing a guy and having a fight with another. Then we see the Jedi Council for the first time. Now episode 11. The episode continues the plot of the Clone Wars movie. Ha 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 ha. Anakin will never become a master. Dooku finally does something. Then the council. I can't see. Yeah. The Count traps Anakin and Obi-Wan under some rocks. I called him the Count? Okay. Then we meet a character named Hondo. While Obi-Wan and Anakin fight a monster. Hold up, is that a UFO? No, it is actually Hondo's ship. Then Ahsoka saves Obi-Wan and Anakin. Then Jar Jar! Hondo then captures Dooku. Padme sends Obi-Wan and Anakin to get Dooku. Then Obi-Wan calls Dooku stupid. Then Obi-Wan makes a drunk driving joke. Now time for episode 12. And this episode is the halfway mark of the season. Continuing the story again, thumbs up. Then the two Jedi blackout. Then they have to stay in the cell with Count Dooku. Then Jar Jar! Then the two Jedi get out of their cell. Then get captured again. Broken record. Then Jar Jar has an amazing speech. Also in that group, Jar Jar is in charge. Then the Jedi and Dooku escape again. Then Jar Jar saves the clones. Then Jar Jar rides a rhino. You know, as you do. Then the two Jedi get captured again. Not Dooku this time. Then Jar Jar goes to talk to the bad guys. Then Jar Jar accidentally takes the power down and saves the two Jedi. Now time for episode 13. We start in the middle of a battle. Then there is a cool action scene with ships blowing each other up and Anakin and Ahsoka using their lightsabers, which is always cool. Alice Secura is also there. Sorry, I said that name wrong. She's the blue person with the bad acting death in Order 66. Ahsoka, Rex, and Ala Sakura, again the blue lady, goes onto this ship, while Anakin is healing because the chosen one got an ouchie. Then they almost hit a star, as you do. Instead of hitting the star, they land on a planet. They leave Rex with Anakin while the others go on an adventure, maybe help Anakin. When back at the tent, Anakin wakes up and some monsters attack. Then the others find some monkey people to help Anakin. Then we see a good scene when the king monkey says that the Jedi are not peacekeepers because they kill. The king will not help, but some random monkey person does. Then Rex and Anakin have to fight a monster. Ahsoka and the monkey come in to save the day. So a monkey is more powerful than a wounded Jedi. The day is saved, but they are still stranded, leading into episode 14. Then some battle droids came because of cause and effect. I mean, they must not gone to school like get chased by droids and you go to a planet, the droids are probably gonna follow you. The leader of the group of droids is just a fat Newt Gunray. So the Jedi go to hide in some tall grass. Who made this ark? Then a droid finds them. I am surprised it took this long. Then the group gets away, 'cause of course. Then they go to the droid base, which for some reason was already on that planet. Then they fight some guys, and even the monkey joins in. The monkeys join in. Then the Jedi gets saved. Wait, what? Join. Then the Jedis get saved. Now time for episode 15. For this episode, Rex gets an amazing outfit. Like he has no neck. Then Obi-Wan's outfit makes him look like someone's grandpa. Then they go to a town filled with creatures. They try to talk with them through drawings. Anakin is like, we are not going to war, but the episode before, he was trying to make people fight in the war. Then there is a big war where the Thrawn ripoff dies. So they leave after that. By the way, that Thrawn ripoff, I'm pretty sure, was played by George Lucas in the actual movies. Now for episode 16. This episode is a prequel to the Clone Wars movie. This episode can't have that much action because the real action starts when the movie starts. Rex and Cody find out someone was listening when they made the plan. So they, of course, try to get him, but they lose him. So this episode is the Among Us Star Wars parody, because there's an imposter clone trooper among us. So they have to have an emergency meeting. Then Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Asajj meet up and have a lightsaber fight. Then the clones agree that Slick is pretty sus. Then there is a well-animated fight with Rex and Cody against Slick. Then they vote Slick out, and hey, he was the imposter. Now time for episode 17, titled Blue Shadow Virus. Oh no! Then Jar Jar! This episode brings brings so much back from Phantom Menace, and I love it. Then Jar Jar finds a pet that kind of leads them to an important base, but Jar Jar got a pet. Then Padme and Jar Jar get captured by droids, and there is a mad scientist that made the Blue Shadow virus. Then Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka come to help Ahsoka. Come to help Ahsoka, not come to help Ahsoka. They come to help. Period. Ahsoka goes to the Gungans. Then they all go to the lab. Then Padme and Jar Jar are saved. The end. Now for episode 18. This also continues the story, but episode 17 ended happily. Then the virus gets loose, but they seal the lab. But that didn't help Ahsoka and Rex. Not to worry, Jar Jar has a suit on. Same with Padme. Then Obi-Wan and Anakin meet a bratty kid, but they came for some sort of medicine, but they can't get it because a guy that I think is named Drawl is in their way. Then Padme's suit stops working. Then we find out Drawl is a bunch of lasers, so they take the lasers down. So the day is saved. Time for episode 19. It's Ahsoka's first mission alone. Anakin says it's too dangerous, so she has to go back to the main ship. But as soon as that happens, the main ship gets damaged. But they still went onto the main ship. The whole fight happened so Obi-Wan could blow up another blockade. Ahsoka gets some real character development because she technically killed all the clones in her squadron. Then it kind of gets thrown out the window when Anakin tries to do the same thing. Ahsoka just did. Then Ahsoka comes to help Anakin by driving the burning main ship right into the battle. Then Ahsoka gets to lead another squadron because that worked the first time. Because that didn't work the first time. I'm sarcasm. Then the blockade blows up. Now time for episode 20. The blockade was guarding the droids that are attacking this planet. Also, this also continues the story. So Obi-Wan and Cody go to the planet. Then they have a fight, and some clones save a baby, which was nice. Then the baby runs away, so the clones follow her to her destroyed home. Meanwhile, the droids release a monster. Then the monster finds the baby side plot and attacks. And I mean, like, they found the clones and the baby. That's what I meant by they found the baby side plot. My joke should be better. But they get away, and the monster goes back to the main side plot. I mean, the main plot, not the main side plot. Then the two side plots mix together when the baby clones get to Obi-Wan, and the baby says that she knows a way to stop the droids. Then there is a fight where the baby finds her parents. The end. Now for episode 21. This also is continuing the story. Some clones ride like a mini chicken walker. Then Mace gets on one too. Then they all make a stampede. Clone brother, don't leave the Jedi. Anyway, then there is a epic build up just to a pile of broken droids. Then the droids bomb a village, but almost no one was there at that moment. Then Mace goes inside a droid speeder and gets inside the droid base. That again is already there for some reason. Well, not really, because they make their attack on the bridge going into the base. They stop the droids and save the day. The end. Time for the season finale. We got introduced to Cod Banth. Again, I butcher these names. Which is a pretty cool villain for the season finale. But someone else is with him. And her name is Aurora Singh. She's that one lady that's watching the pod race in Phantom Menace, that bounty hunter that's watching the pod race. Then Anakin gives Padme his lightsaber, cause. Then Cad and Aurora get into the building with Padme and Anakin in it. So Padme gets captured. That is not why the bounty hunters came. They came for Zero, the Hutt from the Clone Wars movie. Anakin tries to save Padme, but that does not go as planned. Anakin does get away, but he just wanted to save Padme. Then the hunters find out Anakin does not have his saber. Then Padme reveals she has the saber. But no one asked why. Obviously, it's because Padme and Anakin are in like a relationship at that point. But but it's a secret. But nobody asks why she would have that. Well, someone does, but the guy never gets the answer. Like, what? It's with this show. Then the hunters capture Anakin. Then Zero is free. Oh no. It took us an entire movie to capture her. So the hunters leave. Leaving Padme and Anakin behind with lasers. Then Padme finally uses the saber to get out. The end. My favorite episodes were any of the episodes that had to do with Jar Jar. I mean with the Clone Wars movie. And episode 8, because